All right, y'all, we're going to take a look at this Boudoir Facebook ad, diagnose it if we believe it has BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome, is when the unique CTR all of our Boudoir Facebook ads is under 6%, aka fewer than 6 out of 100 women are clicking somewhere on our Boudoir Facebook ads. And we care about that because that means our Boudoir Facebook ad has entered their brain. So we're getting fewer than 6 out of 100 women are Boudoir Facebook ads entering their brain, which means fewer than 6 out of 100 women that have a non-zero chance of buying from us. So we got to pump this number up as high as possible. That's the most important number that we got to focus on, and um, kind of initial stages or leading indicators. And anything 6% is the minimum. Anything under, we got a big, big, big problem. That's because a unique CTRL under 6% is not normal. It is actually the symptom of a deeper root cause. And that deeper root cause are the 3 pre-click mistakes, 3 PCM. And a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with BLCS is a Boudoir low-click advertiser, BLCA. So we're building up our universe here. We can see a BLCA with BLCS is caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. And BLCS is treated with Boudoir pre-click optimization, aka Boudoir Pico. And treatment takes about a week. So yeah, we invented this. We've already done it with some other Boudoir Facebook ads, and every time it's worked. Every time it's gotten us above the 6% threshold. And treatment takes about a week. Basically what we do is we leave the original Boudoir Facebook ad, we duplicate it, and we treat the duplicated Boudoir Facebook ad with the Boudoir Pico, leaving the original alone. We run the duplicated ad in parallel. It takes about a week. At the end of the week, we compare, we see whoever's metrics are higher, and we keep running the one that has the higher metrics. Now, it's always been that the Boudoir Pico treated ad always comes out ahead with the better metrics. So once treated with Boudoir Pico, we now have pre-click alignment, PCA. So we go from the 3 pre-click mistakes to PCA. And pre-click alignment activates Boudoir brain entry boost in our Boudoir Facebook ads, aka we finally got our unique CTR all above 6%. And a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost is a dominant Boudoir advertiser, a DBA. So this is our whole universe here. A BLCA with BLCS is caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. Solution is simple. Boudoir Pico takes about a week. We achieve PCA pre-click alignment, and we become a dominant Boudoir advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost. So first part of my residency was going out there, find some Boudoir Facebook ad, bring it to the hospital, testing it, found out that its unique CTRL was 4.3%. So unique CTRL under 6% means that BLCS is present, aka we got Boudoir low click syndrome showing up. But we got the solution, Boudoir Pico, and that's exactly what we did. We treated it with Boudoir Pico, took about a week, and we actually and we actually got its unique CTRL up to 6.88%. So we discovered the original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 37% of ad spend. So they're spending 10K per month on the original Boudoir Facebook ad, then literally $3,700 a month is being wasted. So now they only need to spend $6,300 a month on the Boudoir Pico treated ad to get into the same number of women's brains. And at $3,700 a month, I don't need to spend that anymore. Cut that out of the budget, and they take that in as kind of a phantom profit. They don't need to spend it. So it's kind of like an extra phantom profit that they get, Boudoir Pico profit every single month that they keep advertising. And at the end of the year, what's that? That's probably it's like a 40K bonus, no extra work, nothing. Next, stage 2 residency, found a second Boudoir Facebook ad out in the wild, brought it to the hospital, tested it, found its unique CTRL was 1.39%. So unique CTRL under 6%, therefore BLCS is present. Boudoir low click syndrome is present. And when it's, so We got the solution. We treated it. BLCS treated with Boudoir Pico. Took about a week. We got our unique CTRL up to 9.13%. Nice. So we found out the original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 84% of its ad spend. 84%. And as a result, if they're spending 10 grand a month in the original Boudoir Facebook ad, now they only need to spend 1.6 grand a month on the Boudoir Pico treated ad, and they'll get their ad into the same number of women's brains. And that difference, at $8,400 a month, they no longer have to spend. They just keep it in their pocket. They don't have to spend it. They keep it in their pocket as literally a bonus, like a phantom bonus every single month they're advertising, or it's a Boudoir Pico bonus. And at the end of 12 months, that's like 100K stayed in the pocket, stayed in the bank, and they don't, they no longer need to actually, 100K bonus staying in the pocket. And finally, I'm at my hospital, had a patient, size unique CTRL is 5.03%. So when unique CTRL is under 6%, we know that BLCS is present, Boudoir low click syndrome. And as a result, we got the treatment. We got the treatment at our hospital. Boudoir Pico is the treatment, so we treated it with Boudoir Pico, took about a week. And we got the unique CTRL up to 15.35%. So we found out it was wasting approximately the original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 67% of ad spend. So if they were, if you're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, then he only needs to spend $3,300 a month on the Boudoir Pico treated ad in order to get it, into the same number of women's brains. And so that's difference, that $6,700 a month difference. Now he doesn't need to, he just pockets that, keeps it in his pocket, doesn't need to spend any more money on, or, kind of like, $6,700 bonus, phantom bonus. He doesn't have to spend every single month, literally a phantom bonus. And at the end of 12 months, it's like 80K phantom bonus. No extra work, no extra fulfillment, no servicing extra clients. Simply power of the Boudoir Pico treatment. So the average Boudoir Facebook ad with BLCS is wasting about 50% of its ad spend. I mean, look at the numbers here. Wasting 37%, wasting 84%, wasting 67%. What's the, the average of these numbers, probably somewhere between 50 to 60%. So the average Boudoir Facebook ad with BLCS is wasting about 50% its ad spend. So spending 10 grand a month, that's 5K literally being wasted every single month, that we can eliminate, put back in the Boudoir photographer's pocket, and let it 5K every single month approximately, and that'd be approximately 60K at the end of 12 months. Kind of because they don't have to spend that money to get their ads into, the same number of women's brains. So now we're going to check this out. See what we got going here. Going to diagnose to see if we believe it has BLCS, yes or no. So we got the below creative cluster mistake. The false belief that causes us to make this mistake is that we actually believe and trusting what Facebook tells us to fill out when we fill out our ads is what we should fill out. The consequence of this, though, is when we do this, way more women scroll by our Boudoir Facebook ad than necessary, pulling our unique CTRL under 6%, contributing to BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. And as a result, more women scrolling by our ad per unit time. Facebook actually makes more money because they can serve more ads per unit time, but we actually spend and waste more money per unit time. Next, looking at the creative, the photo here. All right, we got the, looks like an ad mistake. So the false belief that causes us to make this mistake is that we believe our Boudoir Facebook ads should look like ads, because that's how we've seen Facebook ads, they basically all look like ads. And other Boudoir Facebook ads, they basically all look like ads. So everyone can't be wrong, can they? But that's why every Boudoir Facebook ad I've seen and tested has had BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome, because everyone's making the same mistakes as everyone else. So when we make this mistake, way more women scroll by our Boudoir Facebook ads than necessary. It pulls unique CTRL under 6% and contributes to Boudoir low click syndrome, aka BLCS. And finally, we're going to look at this See More headline, the first 2 3/4 lines, Facebook newsfeed mobile. So, tattooed beauties. So, I think this is your chance. All right. So, we do got some good context here, but the false belief or the mistake we're making, we're doing the lack of context mistake. We're not. So, the false belief that causes us to make this mistake is we believe we provided enough context to get the right women to click in and more of them, and more of the wrong women to scroll on by, and helping the meta ad algorithm optimize. But in fact, we did not provide enough context here. So the consequence of this is way more women scroll by our Boudoir Facebook ad than necessary. And as a result, this pulls down unique CTRL, and it actually increases the likelihood that we have BLCS, and increase the likelihood our unique CTRL is under 6%. So if you're looking at this, diagnosis is yes, I believe this Boudoir Facebook ad has BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome, and has a unique CTRL under 6%. So approximately half its ad spend is being wasted. So I believe approximately half its ad spend is being wasted every single month. So if you're a Boudoir Facebook advertiser spending more than 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, and you decide, all right, I've optimized every other part of my business, I gotta pull some more profit out of this because there's inflation, prices going up everywhere, more boudoir photographers entering the market. I need to find some way to optimize the business, get more profit out of the business, stop wasting all my money. And you want to, I would say, save or eliminate, approximately 5 grand a month in boudoir Facebook ad costs. Literally just save that, approximately 60K in the next year, and still get all of the our ad into the same number of women's brains because we'd be running the Boudoir Pico treated ad. So if you want all that and get you on your way to becoming #1 boudoir photographer in your city, then shoot me a DM. Well, my DM's open, so when I'm actually doing intake for new patients, because right now my DMs are closed, but I will be doing intake for new patients